Hello everyone, this is Potato Legion here. I hope you are keeping very well. I've just finished the OTZDARVA challenge, which was actually a lot of fun, but very difficult to actually play. So if you're not sure what the challenge is, basically you go 30 seconds AFK at the start, you play every single killer, you bring no perks and add-ons, and your goal is to get as many kills as possible. What this video is me talking about my results, how I felt about the challenge, and the current state of Dead by Daylight. So this isn't any gameplay today. This is why I've uploaded it on one of my days off, because I want to discuss the series before we upload it. So once I've discussed this with you on Wednesday, we'll be uploading the first installment. Saturday, Sunday, Monday will be the other installments, and the Huntress video will actually be separate because we got some spicy salt for that video. So I want to do some fun edits with that because I know you guys in my community enjoy that. So if this video isn't for you, that's fine, but it'd be great to have an open discussion about what I thought about the challenge. So let's not mess about. So as you can see on screen now, these are my results. 26 killers. We actually got 76 kills out of a total of 104, and we averaged 2.92 kills. So what does this mean? It means, honestly, I actually thought I did a lot better than I thought I would, and we need to discuss as to why I did, considering I'm not bringing any perks and I'm giving myself a 30-second delay at the start, which is very, very vital for a killer to find those survivors at the start. So to give survivors 30 seconds of freedom is actually quite punishing for you. So let's just get straight into the first thing I want to discuss, which is the killers I was quite disappointed with not getting any kills. A killer I actually think I'm pretty good at is Trapper, and I actually didn't get any kills with him at all. I was quite disappointed with Oni as well with my results, and Blight as well, another killer I feel like I'm quite good with, and Artist. I didn't actually get many kills on those killers, but whereas killers I don't think I'm quite confident in, like Ghostface or even Freddy, I actually managed to secure 4 kills. So it's quite interesting to get into this subject. And what do I think as the reason why it is? Well, let's first of all talk about MMR. MMR is always different for every single killer that you play because your score isn't shared amongst every single killer. So if I play a lot of Nemesis, which I do, I would have a higher MMR score than, say, a killer that I never play like Hillbilly. So therefore I'll be paired with survivors with different skill levels, which can affect the results of the game. Even though I'm not the most best Billy player out there, I'm still a pretty decent M1 killer, and I can probably deal with a team at a low MMR without using my power. So MMR does have a decent factor into this for sure, but a bigger point that I'd like to discuss as to how I felt like these games could have gone was a lot to do with RNG. So the map was a big factor for me. A game like Trapper, I was sent to Bannon Preschool. I had a 4-man team and they were on comms. They brought the best perks available. They were playing extremely efficiently. They were dropping everything early. They were disarming traps with a rainbow map that they found. Really, really tough game, and that was just because of the luck I had. If I had been against a team on a much better map, I would have definitely done a lot better as Trapper, so therefore my kills were 0. So again, with Blight, I was sent to the Artist's map and I had a 4-man team, and again, they were really, really well coordinated. They were playing super efficiently. They were pre-dropping every pallet to deal with Blight rushing. They were playing so well. But again, if I had, maybe gone into the next game, I might have got a different map. I might have got a different team with different perks. I might have had solo queue survivors. So it all factors in to the results of this. And I honestly think with a bit of luck, you could probably get a 4K with every single killer without perks or add-ons and a 30-second handicap. Because from this experiment, it's made it quite clear that perks and add-ons don't really contribute to the outcome of the game. It's the way you play, which is the next point I want to get into. How did I play these games? Was I playing fairly? Was I being extremely nice? Was I following the Survivor rulebook? No, not by any means whatsoever was I playing nice. If I had somebody hooked by a Frisian, I would deliberately stay nearby. I would tunnel them off hook, especially if I knew for a fact they didn't have decisive strike. I would definitely go after them if it was in my best interest. I didn't play fairly at all. I played solely to win, wasn't afraid to slug, tunnel or camp. That is the reason why I think I played a lot better for killer and why I got more kills. So the point of this whole experiment is to see whether or not this game is potentially survivor-sided or killer-sided. Well, there isn't really a definitive answer to that because it's all about playstyle. It's honestly just to do with how you play. If you are somebody that wants to secure kills and you really just want to get kills, then the best strategy from this experiment, from what I've learned, is to play free gen, get somebody hooked in the middle, play very defensively, do not be afraid to camp or tunnel or slug, and use your power to that advantage. So a great example of this is I had a Twins game, I secured a relatively okay free gen, I hooked one of the survivors there, I literally camped with Charlotte and used Victor to just keep injuring the survivors off in the distance, pushing them away until that survivor died, and then I slowly picked them off one by one, because that is what suits her strength, a very strong campy killer, and I played to that strength. The problem with this mentality is yes, it may not be necessarily fun for the survivors, but you do have to play that way to win, and do expect to get some salt and backlash for it, like I did while doing this challenge. But it didn't bother me playing that way. I always play to win when I'm doing experiments like this, and it was actually a lot of fun to play like this. So going on to that point, now we're talking about, so killers can be very nasty and very strong even without perks or add-ons, but then the same thing can be said for survivors. So if a 4-man team comes together, they're bringing the best perks in their arsenal, they're playing extremely safe on every tile, they're calling out which generators to focus on, then yes, it would probably be very hard for a killer with no perks or add-ons to actually beat a team like that, which I definitely had that problem with Trapper, Plague, Blight, and even Trickster and Artist. Those were games where I really struggled to even secure a kill because I was going against such a powerful team. Even though I was playing to camp, tunnel, and slug, they still bested me just because of how well they performed. But the problem with this is getting a 4-man team with quite high caliber, them having all of the perks, is quite a hard thing to do. So realistically, that's why most of my kills here are 4Ks, because I rarely went against that type of team. So it just goes to show that killers are actually pretty powerful, and if you stubbornly argue that this game is survivor-sided, then you really need to give this challenge a go for yourself and play how I do in the gameplay and see what you get out of it. And if you really did try your best to camp, tunnel, or slug and you only averaged 1 kill or no kills at all, then I don't think you're playing the killer correctly how you should be. Because even me, who's not that great at certain killers, I managed to secure 4K just playing like this and utilizing their power correctly. So it just takes a little bit of practice, but you will get there. So yes, it is very possible to secure 4K with no perks, add-ons, and a 30-second delay. So I think this experiment was a lot of fun, and I think OTZDARVA's point was to say that this game is not killer-sided by any means. It's sort of sided to the way and how you want to play and how far you're willing to go to win. It's just about that mentality, and if a killer does camp, tunnel, or slug, then they might end up actually winning even against the best of teams if played correctly and optimally, and with the correct RNG, because some killers are very map dependent. But yes, that is my overall thoughts of the experiment. I had so much fun doing this, and I'm really excited to show you guys all of the gameplay. I'll be leaving in full gameplay of every single killer on this list. It's going to be a different type of play style that some of you who are very to the Survivor rulebook might not enjoy, but I think even you as a Survivor main player that doesn't like people tunneling and camping should still watch this just to see how powerful killers can be when played correctly and optimally. And yes, it is, because when you get this amount of kills, you're doing your job, you're the killer, so you can argue that tunneling and camping is an optimal way to play, even if it's not a fair or nicer way to play. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the series that is coming up. I thought this was cool to discuss, and if you did do this challenge yourself, please leave a comment in the description on how you did. It'd be great to see how everyone else in the community did on your scores. I'm pretty sure a lot of you done a lot better than me, because I made a lot of mistakes on certain killers where I didn't get a 4K, and I really regretted my performance when I played them. Got a little bit frustrated about it. But yes, let's end this discussion here. I thought this was a lot of fun, and Ots really did get his point across. with the whole killer versus survivor argument in terms of who's the strongest. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Peace out.